Dr. Stone, we've had another question in for Ask the Evangelist. This time it's, what is a biblical evangelist?
Do you know, I'm asked that question so often, and now, of course, when we have the training sessions, I often speak on the gift of the evangelist. It's very interesting, you know, in the New Testament, we read it, but sometimes we don't really take in, again, the numbers. Take, for example, in Ephesians, where it says that God has called some to be apostles, prophets, teachers, pastors, and evangelists, fivefold ministry. If you read the New Testament, you'll be amazed, but the title pastor is only mentioned once in the whole New Testament, and that's in that Ephesians verse. At least the evangelist is mentioned 3 times. So I think it's something worth looking at. And the very word evangelist gives the clue. The evangel is good news. So the evangelist is the bearer of good news. But I want to say a couple of practical things. First, I believe it is a calling of God. You know, Timothy was a pastor and a teacher, but he was told by Paul, do the work of the evangelist. So obviously it is a separate work. All of us are evangelists. We're all evangelists in that we're witnesses to the gospel, and we're sharers of the gospel. Be witnesses unto me. So just as an apostle, a prophet, a teacher, a pastor, so an evangelist is an office. You are called to be an evangelist. I had no doubt when at 20 years of age I was ordained as an evangelist, and have spent the 60 years seeking to do the work of the evangelist. I've done that alongside teaching, I've done that alongside pastoring, but the prime job is that of an evangelist. So an evangelist is a bearer of good news. An evangelist is an office in the church. And the other practical thing I would say is that just as a body that call themselves the church need a pastor and a teacher, I believe the ideal is for every church to have within their number an evangelist who will go and preach the gospel. To be an evangelist means to understand the gospel, have a deep experience of the gospel in their own lives, and then have the gifting to be able to share that gospel with others.
That's really helpful, thank you.
If you want to ask the evangelist, please drop a message via Facebook, on Twitter using the hashtag AskTheEvangelist, or email me. You can also check out our website. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Ask the Evangelist. I pray that you've been blessed and encouraged by it.